A very good morning to you. Objective Geology, multiple choice questions with answers. This is the solved question paper of Andhra Pradesh Research Common Entrance Test 2025 solved question paper. And I hope this solved question paper is useful for various competitive exams like CSR, NET, GATE, GSI and other competitive exams. Welcome to set 1. Coming to the first question, biostratigraphy in Quaternary is based on, the choices are A. Igneous rocks, B. Fossil pollen, foraminifera and microfossils, C. Lava flows and D. Structural folds. The correct option goes as B. Fossil pollen, foraminifera and microfossils. Quaternary biostratigraphy is based on the study of fossil assemblages, particularly mammals, planktonic foraminifera and pollen which change over time due to evolution, adaptation and environmental shifts. These fossils serve as markers to correlate and date rock and sediment layers with the patterns of species presence, absence, and evolutionary stage used to establish a chronological framework for these deposits. Biostratigraphy in Quaternary is based on fossil pollen, foraminifera, and microfossils. B is the correct option. Next question. Chronostratigraphy deals with A. Rock composition, B. Age of rock unit, C. Fossil shapes, and D. Facies changes. The correct option goes as B. Age of rock units. Chronostratigraphy deals with the study of the age of rock strata in relation to geologic time. This is to organize the Earth's rock sequences into units that respond to intervals of time, creating a systematic global framework for recording geological history and correlating rock units across the world. So chronostratigraphy deals with the age of the rock units. Next question. Dislocations are a type of A. Planar defect, B. Line defect, C. Volume defect, D. Point defect. Dislocations are a type of line defect. They are one-dimensional imperfections where rows of atoms are arranged anonymously, creating a line of distortion within the lattice. Next question. The Airy hypothesis of isostasy assumes A. Equal crust density, B. Variable crust thickness, C. Uniform temperature, D. Equal depth of mantle. The Airy hypothesis of isostasy assumes variable crust thickness. In this model, the Earth's crust has a uniform density but different topographic heights which are compensated by varying the depth of the crust-mantle interface or MOHO. So the Airy hypothesis of isostasy assumes variable crust thickness. B is the correct option. Next question. The oldest rocks in India occur in A. Archean cratons, B. Deccan traps, C. Vindhyan Basin, D. Himalaya. The oldest rocks in India occur in Archean cratons. Primarily the Dharwar craton in southern India, which dates back to between 3.6 and 2.5 billion years ago. Other Archean cratons with very old rocks include the Bundelkhand, Singhbhum, Bastar and Aravalli regions. These cratons represent the earliest continental crust and are composed mainly of igneous and metamorphic rocks like granite, gneiss and schist. The oldest rocks in India occur in Archean cratons. A is the correct option. Next question. Cross-bedding indicates A. Chemical deposition, B. Current or wind direction, C. Bioturbation and D. Metamorphism. Cross-bedding indicates current or wind direction. Cross-bedding indicates the direction of the current, whether it's wind or water. The inclined layers called foresets, which are deposited at an angle and point in the direction of flow that created them. Cross-bedding indicates current or wind direction. B is the correct option. Next question. Ferromagnetism is due to, the choices are A. Unpaired electron spin alignment, B. Diamagnetic repulsion, C. Structural distortion and D. Polymorphism. Ferromagnetism it is due to unpaired electron spin alignment. Ferromagnetism is caused by a strong quantum mechanical interaction called the exchange interaction, which aligns the spins of unpaired electrons in neighboring atoms parallel to each other. This alignment creates large regions of magnetization called domains, and in a ferromagnetic material, the spontaneous alignment of these domains below the Curie temperature results in strong and permanent magnetic field. Ferromagnetism is due to unpaired electron spin alignment. A is the correct option. Next question. Proterozoic sedimentary basins in India include A. Vindhyan and Kadapa, B. Deccan Traps, C. Himalaya, and D. Nilgiris. Proterozoic sedimentary basins in India include Vindhyan and Kadapa. Proterozoic sedimentary basins in India include the Vindhyan, Kadapa, Kaladgi, Bhima, and Pranahita Godavari basins, which are also known as the Purana basins. Other significant basins are the Chhattisgarh, Khariyar, and Indravati basins. Next question. Faults develop due to A. Tension, B. Compression, C. Shear, and D. Gravity. Faults develop due to compression. Faults in rock layers develop due to compressional forces that cause the rock to bend, warp, and crumple. These forces, often caused by tectonic plate collisions, compress the rock layers, leading them to deform plastically and fold over great distances. Faults develop due to compression. B is the correct option. Next question. Copper deposits are commonly associated with A. Sedimentary rocks, B. Porphyry intrusions and volcanic rocks, C. Evaporates, and D. Coal. Copper deposits are commonly associated with porphyry intrusions and volcanic rocks, which are large, low-grade ore bodies which are formed by hydrothermal fluids originating from cooling magma. These deposits are a major source of copper and often contain other metals like gold, silver, and molybdenum. So copper deposits are mainly associated with porphyry intrusions and volcanic rocks. B is the correct option. Next question. The lowest layer of the atmosphere where weather occurs is A. Stratosphere, B. Troposphere, C. Mesosphere, and D. Thermosphere. The correct option goes as B. Troposphere. The troposphere is the lowermost layer of the atmosphere where almost all weather occurs. This layer contains most of the atmosphere's water vapor, and it is where clouds, rain, snow, and other weather phenomena form. The lower layer of atmosphere where weather occurs is troposphere. B is the correct option. Next question. Groundwater is stored in A. Impermeable rocks, B. Aquifers, C. Fault zones, and D. Lava flows. The correct option goes as B. Aquifers. Groundwater is stored in aquifers, which are underground layers of porous rock, sand, or gravel that hold and transmit groundwater. Rainwater seeps into the soil and filters down to these saturated zones, making aquifers, which are a vital source for drinking water, agriculture, and industry. Groundwater is stored in aquifers. B is the correct option. Next question. Strain is A. Change in length by original length, B. Force multiplied by area, C. Pressure multiplied by volume, and D. Energy per unit area. Strain is change in length by original length. It is calculated as the ratio of the change in a dimension like length, volume to the original dimension. For example, longitudinal strain is the change in length divided by the original length. Strain is a dimensionless quantity, meaning it has no units. Next question. The lithosphere consists of A. Crust only, B. Crust and uppermost mantle, C. Mantle only, and D. Core. The lithosphere consists of B. Crust and uppermost mantle. The lithosphere is the rigid outermost layer of the earth and consists of the crust and uppermost part of the solid mantle. This layer is broken into tectonic plates that move on the semi-fluid asthenosphere below. The lithosphere consists of crust and uppermost mantle. B is the correct option. Next question. Archean greenstone belts represent A. Oceanic crust only, B. Volcanic sedimentary sequences in early continental crust, C. Carbonates, and D. Sandstones. Archean greenstone belts represent volcanic sedimentary sequences in early continental crust. Archean greenstone belts represent the oldest records of the Earth's crust and are crucial for understanding early plate tectonics, mantle processes, and the evolution of life. They are complex geological environments composed of metamorphosed volcanic and sedimentary rocks that often contain significant ore deposits such as gold, nickel, and copper. Next question. Which rock is typically formed from the accumulation of plant remains? A. Basalt, B. Marble, C. Coal, D. Granite. The correct option goes as coal. Coal is typically formed from the accumulation of plant remains. Next question. Magmatic ore deposits formed by A. Surface weathering, B. Hydrothermal alteration, C. Crystallization from magma, and D. Biological activity. Magmatic ore deposits formed by crystallization from magma. Magmatic ore deposits, they form through the magmatic differentiation where minerals crystallize from a cooling magma, leading to the separation and concentration of valuable ore minerals. This process is driven by change in temperature and pressure as magma cools, causing different minerals to solidify and accumulate at different times and locations within the magma chamber. Heavier minerals sink while others rise these are concentrated in a residual liquid, eventually forming distinct ore deposits. So magmatic ore deposits formed by crystallization from magma. C is the correct option. Next question. Seafloor spreading was proposed by A. Harry Hess, B. Alfred Wegener, C. Charles Lyell, and D. James Hutton. Seafloor spreading was proposed by Harry Hess. The theory of the seafloor spreading was proposed by American geophysicist Harry Hess in the early 1960s. His theory states that new oceanic crust is formed at mid-oceanic ridges and the seafloor spreads out laterally from these ridges. This concept was a key mechanism to explain Alfred Wegener's theory of continental drift. Next question. The Earth's actual shape is best described as A. Perfect sphere, B. Cube, C. Geoid, and D. Tetrahedron. The Earth's actual shape is best described as a geoid, meaning that it is slightly flattened at the poles and bulges at the equator due to its rotation. The term oblate spheroid, it actually means or it captures this shape as it nearly a sphere but not a perfect one. The geoid is the term to describe the irregular earth-like shape which is constantly changing due to factors like tectonic shifts and seismic events. Next question. The rate of sediment deposition depends on A. Distance from shore, B. Ocean currents, C. Productivity, and D. All of the above. The correct option goes as D. All of the above. The rate of sediment deposition depends on factors like the velocity and slope of the medium, like water or wind, the density, size and texture of the sediment particles, and the energy of the depositional environment. Environmental conditions such as depth, flood duration, and human activity also play a significant role. So the rate of sediment deposition depends upon all the above like distance from the shore, ocean currents, and productivity. Hope you have followed the content and the questions. See you in the next video. Thank you for your time.